Bunch of shit in the background. Shit in my background. Over here. It's not so good. The wall looks good though. Hey, suddenly the lighting got better. Magic. So today I wanted to talk to you about the fat versus skinny dichotomy. This is something that people have been talking about a lot, and not necessarily recently. For a long time, it's just sort of accepted that it's a dichotomy, that you have to choose one. There's even there's websites all about it. There's one called curvy versus skinny, which is weird. Curvy isn't even a word that you would only apply to bigger women. I mean, there are thin women who are curvy and big women who aren't, but that's a tangent. I'll make a video about that too later, maybe, about words. That's a good idea. I will do that. But today I wanted to talk about the idea that you have to choose one that you're into. I think that's ridiculous. I don't understand why it is that we can't have people who find fat people and skinny people and medium people equally attractive. And I think that because generally speaking, when we talk about the whole fat versus skinny dichotomy, we're talking about women. I think that the basis of this is the fact that so often in our society, women are viewed as objects first and people second. Personally, when I find somebody attractive, obviously the way they look is a major factor, but not necessarily the size of their body. For me, it tends to be more like the shape of their body, the way that they dress their body, the way they carry their body, the way that weight is distributed on their body. The amount of weight on that body, for me, generally has less of an effect than it might otherwise. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this is true for most people. And even people who say they only like fat girls or they only like skinny girls, I kind of feel like maybe for the majority of people, that's something that they've decided that they like or don't like, and they've just put up walls there. That somebody says, I like fat girls and I'm just not attracted to skinny chicks. I seriously doubt that that person has never seen a skinny chick that he or she or they have found attractive. Just because there are a lot of skinny chicks in the world, and I would be shocked if somebody who liked women had never, there was no skinny chick in the world that they couldn't like because they were just into fat chicks. And I feel like this is a problem, obviously, for a couple of reasons. One, because you're putting blinders on and ignoring all of the very attractive people who look like something other than what you like. Also, the idea that you can only like one of those things is really contributing to this competition between skinny and bigger. For the longest time, we lived in this culture where skinny was the only kind of attractive, and now suddenly people are saying real women have curves. That's terrible. Like, don't say that shit. Real women identify as women. That's how you tell a woman is a woman. You ask her, and if she tells you she's a woman, then that's what she is. She doesn't have to have curves, she doesn't have to be thin, she doesn't have to have full breasts, she doesn't have to have a bum, doesn't have to be a mother, doesn't have to be born with a vagina, doesn't have to be any of those things. And there's no best kind of woman universally. I think a lot of people have in their head a perfect kind of woman, but I seriously doubt that there's even a majority there. Obviously, studies have been done that suggest that men find a certain hip to waist ratio more attractive. You have to question the methods that were used to make that study because there's not really any kind of sociological control group that you can use. So my guess is that people who do, for the most part, say that they only find one kind of person attractive have made that decision more than find that's actually true. And I really don't think there's any kind of fat versus skinny or thick versus thin dichotomy. I think that there's awesome chicks and there's other awesome chicks and there's other awesome chicks. Women are awesome, and there's always going to be somebody out there who can appreciate whatever kind of woman that you are. And anybody who tells you that the kind of woman you are isn't the right kind is being ridiculous, because there's no right way to have a body. There's no right way to be a woman. There's no right way to be beautiful. It just doesn't exist. I will make a word video soon. Promise. I just realized my nose is the same color as my hair right now.